Lot more to come. But fret not, my loves. It's only going to get better from here, I promise you. So we are starting this map on Crystal Pools, and it's a Zerg versus a Zerg Terran. From what I've heard, Zerg Terran is pretty much, you know, the shizzle. It's where it's at. Of course, the Zerg Terran team is going to be represented by Complexity's Moosegills, as well as Team Flipside's Bales. Of course, shout out to Team Flipside, because they are the only StarCraft team that, at least I follow, basically the only StarCraft team with American players that also has like a Counter-Strike team. Because you can actually get Flipside Tactics stickers for your guns in Counter-Strike, which is really awesome. So I'm also big fan of Puck, the other American Protoss on their roster. So Bales, who has wrecked me and Roddy in many of our 2v2 streams. Shout out to you and me if you're out there for wrecking us with your Zerg. The other team on the left side of the map, we have from Team Try Again. He is nLghost. And he did have both of these players have a rank on the North American server, so I believe this is an all-American game. And his teammate, also from Try Again, is Erik. So double Zerg against Zerg Terran. I don't know what to expect from this, because from what I've been told, Terran Zerg is the best combination for 2v2. Period. Like, that's basically all I've been told. So I've played a fair amount myself. If you guys have tuned in to me and Rotterdam playing 2v2s, then you know that we can make Terran Protoss look okay. Pretty bad sometimes. Pretty bad most of the time, but no Phoenix. I feel like Phoenix are actually just so sick in 2v2s. So I'm really interested to see how they play this one out, because it's a Marine opening from Bales. And with this gas, what I've been told is that Reactor Hellion, just, you know, the old school Reactor Hellion, is basically the best way to play this matchup. Purely because you get map control and your teammate goes for speed. And Moosegills is opening up speed. So these guys are playing what seems to be the most standard metagame for 2 versus 2 that exists. Like, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So this drone gets pushed away. Bills is like, get off my lawn. And both Zerg players actually went for very fast hatcheries. Very, very fast hatcheries. Well, actually, this one went, I mean, the Ghost went a pool first, but actually the blue colors really throw me off. Ghost went hatch first. Erik went pool first, but I feel like I don't know, his speed isn't crazy fast. He's quite far behind Moosegills as far as speed goes. Moosegills actually throws up a Baneling nest. So this is going to come down to the Banelings pushing away the Zerglings so that the Hellions can actually pick off the opposing lings. And I'm going to be just straightforward with you guys. I'm very curious to see how they defend a Hellion Ling put pressure with just Zerglings on their own. And that could be the answer right here. Ghost's going to throw up a Roach Warren. So a little bit of Roach Ling action to kick things off, as Erik will get a Baneling nest. So he'll have something to deal with mass Lings, or, you know, if there were Marines coming, he'd be ready for that. The first Hellions are on the way out for Bales. And let's see, Moosegills is going to take a hatchery now. So late command center for Bales. There's nothing really crazy going on. Moosegills is going to start some Banelings up. But this base for a Ghost, like, he's the first player to expand. If he can hold on to this, it'll be quite nice. Erik is very low on drones, as he's the one that's basically been rushing up to get the Zergling defense. These Lings are going to run in and actually cancel this early spine, but all the Lings actually get picked off of Moosegills, so he cancels the spine in exchange for most of his Lings. But now these Banelings are showing up, and these Banelings with the Zergling Speedling follow-up, combined with, where are those bad boys? Where are the Hellions? That's what I really want to know. There we go. There's the Hellions. These are going to really complicate things. So these Banelings are running around looking for Lings, but they're actually target fired down quite nicely by Erik. The Queen manages to survive, so far, Ghost's expansion is quite nice. Oh, the Hellions are showing up. Erik's trying to get us around on the Zergling support. It's like, we need backup. He's getting caught up in a choke point, waiting for the Ling reinforcements to arrive. And okay, some cute micro here. And this is where that synergy of the Hellion Zergling really comes into play. Just Lings pouring across the map right now for Moosegills. Some defensive Banelings on the way for Erik, but that Spine Crawler with the Queens is really going to anchor down against the Hellions. 8 Roaches about to pop. There's not really an answer for this. I don't think he could just push across the map and win with the Roaches, but he can sure as hell defend with them. And oh, comes in. Doesn't even get the creep tumor. I'd say this is a pretty solid start for the blue Zerg team. as they've managed to get that fast expand off and hold it at the expense of the economy of one of their players. Moosegills is slightly behind in drones compared to the other two Zergs. He's going to start up his Roach Warren, but Bales is in a comfortable position as a Terran. If you're ahead on workers in 1v1 against a Zerg, you're usually happy because you have mules. So being ahead in workers, just, barely, is still really nice since he does still have access to double mule. And he's not going to be doing anything absurd like a 3 command center opening. He's going straight into a barracks follow-up past all of this, which I think is a very smart move, as it will allow him to get a lot of Marines out if there was a big roach push coming. And, oh, he's going to try to just snipe that Baneling. But no, run. Oh, okay. Saves the Bane. And these Lings try to run past the bunker, but there's some Terran units here. Shouldn't be able to pick off too much. Just going to run over into the natural of Moosegills. He's going to get a drone. Oh, and ZVZ. This is supposed to be a pretty big deal. 1 drone down. Not bad hitting that clean now. The Marines and Marauders will show up to help aid that defense. So let's see where this mid-game stage is going to go. The first lair will be from Ghost, as Moosegills starts up his lair. And Erik takes, Erik actually is just now starting up his lair. So not the fastest one that that we've ever seen, to say the least, but still all right. They're going to knock down the rocks. Ghost wants to go for the gold base, or at least hand it off to Erik, but the Hellions and Lings are here. I don't think this is a smart move to try to run these Hellions by. He's just checking for any other bases. I like that the Lings are spread out. Running by can be so dangerous as Banelings. Yeah, takes a big hit. Takes another hit. Doesn't lose any of his Hellions, but a little bit battered and bruised up front. These Roaches, he can't fight against this head-to-head. Just know, oh, Moosegills comes in, forces a cancel on that gold base, and grabs the drone. So Team Blue will have to send another drone over to start that gold base once again, while Moosegills takes the third over at the northern expansion. A bit safer, not quite as up front. They haven't even started to work on their rocks, though. So this is kind of interesting, since they won't be looking to take any further economic advantage. They're willing to just, play hardball here. And I think this is a matchup where the Terran synergy of units that deal well with, the Banelings and Lings is really nice, because then Moosegills can make units that Lings and Banes are bad against, like Roaches, for example. As Moosegills is starting to build Roaches, he's got Roaches coming out. The only thing that would suck is, of course, if you have your Widow Mines killing your teammates' Lings. So I think Roaches complementing a Marine Marauder Bioforce is actually really, really smart, because there's not a whole lot else you can do. Mutalisk plays shouldn't be too effective when you have a Zerg who can basically just poop creep in Bale's base if you really needed to just build Spore Crawlers, right? Bale's already getting a turret up just in case. We do have Burrow coming in for Ghost, as neither player is making any aggressive moves. Erik's just trying to get some scouting. He's like, okay, he's probably not his stim. That's the concussive shell. Oh, and he gets to see this Bioforce moving out. This is really nice. Neither player has a watchtower, so it's actually very important. Wow, look at me observing things that matter. And Ghost is taking the gold base, trying to spread that creep out forward. Let's see what Moosegills and Bales can do here, though, because Moosegills, this macro has been really nice. Erik was he really hurt his own economy a lot with how defensively he opened up for his teammate. So in order to survive that early phase of the game, Erik's just kind of been behind, and Ghost has to carry here in this defense. There's not a lot of Banelings. Baneling speed is almost done for Erik, but in the next few moments, yeah, it should be finished for this fight. He's got 10 seconds to go for it. Very, very important, because Moosegills can run the Roaches up first and try to soak up a lot of these hits. In fact, he has 2 of his own Banelings that if he were to trade against his opponent's Banelings would be pretty sick. Overseer soaks up 1 Widowmine shot, turns all the Hellions into Hellbats, and Bale scans. He's getting ready to move forward. These Roaches trade just 1 initial blow. He wants to deny mining on this gold base, so he's going to come over here and force a lot of these units up. All Baneling speed is ready. He's going to come charging into the bio. Actually, most of the Banelings in it on the Marauders. The Marines just barely do escape. However, there's still a few Banelings up, and that Roach count for Ghost is so high, but he's got Marauder support from Bales. These Medevacs can actually heal the Roaches, too. This is a very strong attack. Ghost remains the highest supply player in the game, but the combination of Marine Marauder, Medevac, Roach against just pure Roach seems to be a bit too strong. He's still mining off of that gold base. He's got the income advantage to try to throw into this. The transfuses are landing. Erik supporting his teammate with those transfuses, but the Widow Mines are also pushing up, and the healing power of those Medevac with the extra bonus damage from the Marauder is just so good. And look at this immediately, just like, okay, trade yourself for the Roaches. I can come into the main base and try to pick off a few more units. These 2 Banelings never had an impact on the fight, but Bales push does eventually get cleaned up. These Mutalisks are going to run away. Oh, Banelings. It's like those Banes wish they could jump in the Medevacs, but sadly not. And, you know, a solid hold to say the least. He actually kept the gold base intact. He lost a good amount of drones, but he's going to immediately rebuild them. And I will say this, though, during all of this, Moosegills was able to situate himself on his own third base, whereas this third base for Erik is only just now getting going. It's not actually being used for really much mining, but Moosegills, well, him and Bales, they're ready to take this gold base. Bales will be putting probably a planetary fortress here. A very nice forward position. I feel like the Marauder count's a bit high. A few more Marines might have done the trick to help finish that fight off, just focusing on the splitting. But, you know, Mutalisks are generally good against, you know, a Terran player. That's kind of like the metagame, right? But they're pretty trash against ZVZ when your opponent isn't caught off guard because Spore Crawlers are just so freaking good. Like, he comes up and just, oh. Yeah, you guys can get a very clear image if my whatever sound I was making didn't quite get it across. So we have a pretty concerted push. It looks like Erik is going to be the Baneling, and it's like you're the Baneling to my Roach Bane Ghost, and it's like aw, you're the bane of my existence, Erik. Mutalisks are trying to harass the gold base, but Bales has a pretty nice turret setup, covering everything that really matters. Not going to be too easy to get by this, but the Roaches are going to try to come in and just snipe this base off. Moosegills does have Roaches prepared, but not a whole lot else. Immediately targets down the Queen, but Bio is going to stim forward to try to assist this. Here come the Banelings. Needs to pull the Bio back. The Mines are going to try to burrow. Actually, they're not burrowing at all. Now they're burrowing, but the Mutalisks coming from back. It actually kills off most of the Marines, so now these Marines are going to come from behind. This is exactly what he needs to clean up the Mutals. I feel like Erik, with just so little supply, he can't contribute too much to this fight. The Mutalisks aren't doing a whole lot for him, and this base takes virtually no damage, and Bales continues to climb in that unit count. Keep in mind, Bales has 2-2 on his Marines, and in 2v2, I think it's so often forgotten the importance of upgrades. Ghost is getting his 2-2 for his Roaches, but he's never going to trade effectively against a Terran player with Marauders and Medivacs. Like, even if the upgrades are even, Marauders are just way better. You need those Zergling Baneling forces to really soak things up, but the Roaches from Moosegills +2 attack are also quite good in that regard. So big Zergling run by. The Widowmine actually ends up killing some of his teammates' drones as the Lings get to work on the rest of the unit, so he's going to force the Zerg player to retreat. Bale says, go, don't worry, baby. I'll send this one home, but there's a lot of Roaches from Ghost, and Ghost might be able to take this fight. If Bale's fights all on his own, he does force this Stim to just run away. But here come the Roaches of Moosegills. Okay, backup has arrived. He cleaned up the Zerglings that were in his base. What's here really to defend? Where's the massive wave of Banelings that Erik usually puts out? Not here. Up to 16 now, but some of these only just started. He only has 7. Okay, now 10 Banelings on the map. Can he do it? The Roaches don't want to fight without the Banelings, but here they come. The Marines are trying to run behind absolutely everything else and force those Banelings to detonate. The Roaches even splitting. Most of the Marines survive the fight, so he's able to kill off all of the Mutalisks, and at the same time, a beautiful concave from Ghost trying to pick up the rest of this. These Banelings are running around, but they actually can't get on top of the army. They're going to move in now, but the Marines continuing to run for Bales. He stays alive with his forces, and with those Medivacs, is going to continue to plow through Ghost's army. This is looking so dicey right now. A few Roaches will finish right here at this gold base, but man, we've got Roaches being healed by Medivacs. The Manor Mule's being dropped by Bales. He's saying we've got this on lock, and GG is called by Ghost and Erik. Moosegills and Bales will take the first game in our second best of 3